And so, my dear ones, another day wherein you and I can be a help or a hindrance in this life and living. And I find it fascinating that during this time, we are called as a community, a spiritual community, to be focused on how we are inextricably connected to each other and all of life, and how we are drawn together by the cords of life and light and love and compassion, most especially at this time. And as we move deeper into this experience and move out of it in so doing, I am sensing a weariness, a temptation to be depressed, to be too stressed, to lack the will to stand strong in the midst of the storm. I sense that in the tendencies in myself and in many others besides. So I have to make a decision, and I did make the decision. As difficult as it is, I can tell you this: I'm weary and tired of all the fighting and all the invitations to fight for something. And it came to me, no, I must not fight for. I must live in. I must live in something greater and stronger than the fight and the struggle. And I will not falter. I may be weary, but I will not falter. I will not stand down. I will stand up. And I will be strong in the awareness that that which is within me is greater than that which is in the world, and I will not bow down to false gods. No matter what. Yes, we are in a crucible. Yes, it's a broiling crucible. Yes, but we will break that cup, and when we do, we will land on a new earth that is heavenly. That's what I'm knowing. And yes, I cry my tears just the same as anybody else does. I get angry and furious just the same as anybody else does. But I've learned not to aim that anger or fury at any person, place, or thing, but just to feel it. Just to bellow and howl at the moon and feel it. Just feel it, that's all, without judgment. And acknowledge how I'm feeling. And I cry my tears copiously when it comes to me to do so. Not for any particular thing, but just to feel what it is to cry, like Rachel crying out for her children. But I will hold my center by the power and the presence of Spirit within me, and I will not go under. I will not fall prey to fearmongers and to that which would have me fight. I will not fight. How can a peace builder fight? And that's what we as a spiritual community are called to be. Peace builders, integrators. It just wonders me how those of us who are so committed to spiritually unfolding could think anything to the contrary of life and light and love. And in these days, we know none of that is wishy-washy, I can tell you that. Who am I going to listen to? Am I going to listen to you, the world, telling me that I must this and I must that and I must fight and I must whatever? Or am I going to listen to the inner dweller that tells me, peace, be still, be not afraid, I go before you, I prepare the way. I am with you always, as I have always been, and I shall always be with you. Peace, fear not. Let not your heart be troubled, and neither let it be afraid. I am with you. Whom should I listen to? What should I listen to? I know. Do you know? I will not be torn asunder by opposites. I will not be sucked into the tube of dualism and chopped up and munched and crunched by it. I will not. I will not oppose. I may be understood as a result of it, but I'll be in very great good company, like all those who endeavor to live a life of peace and love. Is anybody remembering the way of divine love as demonstrated through Gandhi, Dr. Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela, Mother Teresa? There are bazillions of examples, but we don't hone in on those. Even Napoleon at the end of his days, contemplating on his island of isolation and exile, said he had come to the conclusion that wars and strife just doesn't work, doesn't accomplish anything. So what are you going to be, and what am I going to be, and who and what will the world see as we show up in it? Am I going to be a divisive energy that says we must fight, we must oppose, we must whatever? Or am I going to know this? It is not mine to tell you how you should be and what you must do. It is so not mine to do that. I have a hard enough time telling myself who I am and what I must do, which is whatever I can do. And whatever I can do, I must do. So it's given to you because you have an infinite intelligent power within you to come to your own conclusions with regard to what you must do, be, and who you are. Do not allow anybody else to dictate that to you. You came in perfectly able, supplied with all you needed to thrive, to flourish, and to live a very fulfilling and good life. There's nothing anybody has that can give you that will help you to do that. You have it all yourself, and you must unfold it and discover it within yourself. And for that to happen, this is what is needed. Each one of us must love ourselves, be kind to ourselves, be gentle with ourselves, be patient with ourselves, be observant of ourselves, and nourish ourselves, mind, body, heart, and soul. And if we can do that, and we can, we will find that we are doing the very same thing in the world with everybody else. Because what I am is all I have to give, and I can only give what I am, and that requires a whole lot of attention. It's enough to take care of it here without me thinking I can change you or tell you what you must do. I cannot, I will not, I won't. It's not mine to do. Be strong in yourself and trust your inner heart's intelligence, your heart's mind. Listen to that more and listen to the jabbering that goes on in mortal mind less. We are in crucial times, crucible times. But like that little girl, years ago at Christmas, in the store, when I rolled up with 2 overflowing carts brimming, before I got to even apologize for it, she said, with a smile on her face, "Bring it on." That girl has no idea the kind of lesson she taught me that day. Everybody else complaining about this and that and the other in the lines. Some helpers looking at the lines and going, "Good Lord, beam me up, Scotty. I need a break, a rest." Not this little one. Bring it on. Well, I'm not saying to this, bring it on, I can tell you. But I'm saying to this, you have no power over me, and you cannot have me. And I will not yield. No, I will not yield. Because here's the thing. The principles of science of mind and spirit, which are nothing more than ancient wisdom renewed, that's all. Ancient wisdom. The wisdom of the Christ Jesus, the wisdom of any great enlightened being right up until now. That's all it is. And it's not just to be practiced when everything is good and everything is fine and everything is going well. You really learn whether or not you are a truth student indeed in these kinds of times, whether you're in earnest and whether you're willing to do what it takes to hold the fort, to stand strong. And to stand strong like this, not like this. Whatever life is going to be, it is up to my way of thinking, my way of feeling, and my way of being, and my way of showing up in the world. That's the way it's going to be. And nobody's going to tell me that I have to fight. It is written and given the teaching that when we are struggling and straining and fighting, we're not doing it aright. We don't get it. And everybody who ever endeavored to be a peace builder on the planet has been absolutely vilified. Vilified. Regarded as being weak, people not understanding, and the meek shall inherit the earth. Meek doesn't mean, here I am, I'm a floor cloth here, stand all over me, walk on me. Meekness is poise. It's that centered core of our being that's poised, potent, powerful, strong, and nothing can knock it off its center. Like the great one said, this does not move me. This is a difficult one to say that to. Because not only are we dealing with a pandemic, we're dealing with all kinds of floods of challenges. But that's okay, because guess what? We brought it on. We did. All of us, race conscious mind, the collective unconscious mind brought this on. We manufactured this for ourselves. Make no mistake about it. And it goes to show you what the world has been thinking and what the world has been feeling in the majority. But fear not, because it only takes a minority. It only takes a quantum number, which could be extremely small, to turn it all around, like Watson's 100 monkey. When that little monkey where there were potatoes available to them on the beach. And one day, one little monkey decided, hey, this is a little bit, I don't know what, it's a little bit sandy. Marched down to the sea, washed her potato, ate her potato, and realized this is much better. In no time at all, her whole family was doing it. And then all of the tribe of monkeys were doing it. And then guess what? All the monkeys on all the other islands began to do it. And she didn't send out little missionary boats to teach them how to do it. It just happened because a quantum number was reached, and in that mind of that whole collective was the ability to wash their potatoes. So never think that you are not enough. Never think that you are just very small in it all. You are not. Because if each and every one of us are doing it, the collective is awesome and the power is amazing and it can get the job done. Now, I'm also saying if you are called to get out there and march, get out there and march, but do it peacefully. Whatever you're called to do. But don't let anybody tell you you should be doing something. We're not all called to show up in the same way. But whatever we're called to, that we must do. Or it will annoy us. It will niggle at us. And that is why if we're not in work that we're enjoying, we're not that happy until we find a work that is. So my dear ones, if it's going to be, it's up to all of us as individual expressions of life to be that life, as individual expressions of light to be that light, as individual expressions of love to be that love. And each and every one of us can do something, and the something we can do, we must do. But all of us can be who we are and what we are as we remember whose we are. And so, my dear ones, stay strong. Cry your tears and cry them copiously when you feel like it. Feel the anger, feel the fury when it comes to you, but don't aim it at anybody. And it'll be a release and you'll feel the better of it. But know this deep down within you, I am not this. This is not what I am. I am more than this. And the more that I am is the more that I commit to be. And I know that the help is there for me because Spirit is a very real and present help. And I can rely upon that power that is greater than I am to be the champion that I needed and wanted to be right now. So I will leave you with these words. You are a point of light. You are a point of power through which the infinite expresses itself in all of its might and power and magnificence if you allow it. And so it is. Now we have Reverend Catherine coming to share something with us.
This is the time in our service where we devote a few moments to honoring our mission statement, which is to honor your presence, to nurture your spirit, and to enrich the lives of all we serve. And we receive messages from many of you helping us show you how we do that, and this is one. In this time that we are in, I find myself being very challenged. I do acknowledge that I have saved time by not traveling, by working at home, and in many smaller ways. But surprisingly, I actually have so much more work to do. My job takes so much more time, and it's sometimes very stressful to not be able to communicate in person. I can't always be sure that I am understood or that I understand. I am listening to the messages on Sunday morning about how to be in the moment and to trust and know that good comes from everything. So I simply appreciate the simpler things, and I thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you, dear heart, for sharing that with us all, because it's a common experience, really. There's a commonality amongst us all. Pain is pain, and we all experience it at times. And weariness is weariness. We all experience it at times. But be not afraid and know you're not alone. You truly are not. And we are keeping everybody so closely wrapped up in our prayerful thoughts. Everybody is in our heartfelt thoughts and prayer, and each one of us is knowing for you your highest and your most wondrous unfolding good, even though it doesn't look anything like that now. Nevertheless, that's the energy that's coalescing and is coming through. So keep your chins up and keep firm in trusting the power within yourself, your own core, and know this too is passing, and everything will be all right, because it is already. And so, my dear ones, we come to the point now where we have an opportunity to share. This sharing is now coming to you from my daily bread. Every day in my journal, I give thanks for my abundant daily bread from which I can share. And I always have been able to do that since I began that practice a long, long time ago. And so it delights me to be able to do that, because I know it goes forth to do good. And there's nothing like the joy of making a difference. There's nothing like the joy of giving something, whatever it is, a smile, anything that really makes a difference in somebody else's life. That's the biggest high one can get, and the more of that, the better. So let's take our gift between our blessing hands and say, divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, to bless, to prosper all those who give and all those who receive. And I rejoice in the sharing of my good. And I release this gift of mine gladly with love. And so it is. So, my dear ones, until we connect again, and please join us any old which way you can. Join us however you can, because at least we can be together virtually in that way. Get in touch with us if you need to. We're here for you. We truly, truly want you to flourish and to thrive even in this. Have you noticed how some little flowers in the worst possible soil can flourish and thrive? Well, we're those little flowers right now, and we can do this, but together as one. It's okay to keep saying we're together in this, but we have to be together in this as one unit, not separate this and separate that and separate the other, as one. So, thank you for joining in. Really appreciate you being with us. So deeply grateful to all of you who are financially supporting the center and supporting the center in every which way, and especially our crew here this morning. Fabulous crew on Sundays and Wednesdays. And for Andy and his powerful music, I love today, it was love changes everything, and so it does, and it's always the answer. And my dear ones, honor yourself, love yourself, respect yourself, because as a teacher of mine would remind us, God dwells in you, as you. So to the family and to the children looking in, Ryan, and indeed Isla, and to all of you too. And now our peace song, and let's be the peace in it.